श्रीराम राम रघुनंदन राम राम श्रीराम राम भरताग्रज राम राम श्रीराम राम रणकर्कश राम राम श्रीराम शरणं भव राम राम श्रीरामचंद्र चरणौ मनसा स्मरामि श्रीरामचंद्र चरणौ शिरसा नमामि श्रीरामचंद्र चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये माता रामो मत्पिता रामचंद्रः सर्वमी रामो मत्सखा रामचंद्रः सर्वस्वं मे रामचंद्रो दयालुर् नान्यं जाने नैव जाने न जाने दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनं लोकाभिरामं रणगङ्गाधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरन्तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् आपदामुपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामो श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् भर्जनं भवबीजानां तर्जनं सुखसम्पदां तर्जनीयमधूतानां राम रामेति गर्जनं रामो राजमणिः सदा विजयते रामं रमेशं भजे रामेणाभिहता निशाचरजमो रामाय तस्मै नमः रामान्नास्ति परायणं वरदनं रामस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम् रामे चित्तलयः सदा भवतु मे भूराम मामुद्धर राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम राम वरानने इति श्रीबुधकौशिकविरचितं श्रीरामरक्षास्तोत्रं सम्पूर्ण श्री सीतारामचंद्रार्पणमस्तु।
महाराष्ट्राच्या या नरसिंहाला स्वामी समर्थ रामदासांच्या शब्दात तमाम जनतेतर्फे सरांजली। निश्चयाचा महामेरू बहुत जनासी आधारू निश्चयाचा महामेरू बहुत जनासी आधारू अखंड स्थितीचा निर्धारू श्रीमंत योगी नरपति हयपति गजपति गढ़पति भूपति जड़पति पुरंदर आणि शक्ति पृष्ठभागी यशवंत कीर्तिवंत सामर्थ्यवंत वरदवंत पुण्यवंत नीतिवंत जाणता राजा आचारशील विचारशील दानशील धर्मशील सर्वज्ञपणे सुशील सकळा ठाई धीर उदार गंभीर शूर क्रियेसी तत्पर सावधपणे नृपवरा तुच्छ केले देवधर्म गो ब्राह्मण करावया संरक्षण हृदयस्थ झाला नारायण प्रेरणा केली या भूमंडळाचे ठाई धर्मरक्षी ऐसा नाही महाराष्ट्र धर्म राहिला काही तुम्हा कारणी कित्येक दुष्ट संहारिला कित्येकास धाक सुटला कित्येकास आश्रय जाहला शिवकल्याण राजा शिवकल्याण राजा शिवकल्याण राजा.
अमर रहे अमर रहे अमर रहे अमर रहे अमर रहे अमर रहे परत या परत या परत या परत या जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा
इतना होने के बाद भी हमारी एक
Deeply emotional scenes here at the Shivaji Park. Hundreds of Balasaheb Thackeray supporters breaking down as the last rites of the Shiv Sena Supremo are performed. I want to go across to Gaurav Sawant, who's reporting live from Shivaji Park, and he'll describe for us the scenes that he sees around the Gaurav.
Rahul, the pictures that I see are deeply emotional in front of me. Balasaheb Thackre's mortal remains have been consigned to flames. There are lakhs of Shiv Sainiks who refuse to move out of the Shivaji Park. They are being repeatedly requested to move out of the Shivaji Park, go home, but they're saying no, they'll stay here till the end, they'll stay here till the time Balasaheb Thackere's mortal remains are not completely consigned to flames. And if you can hear the announcements that are happening above the mantras that are being chanted, the announcement is, we request our honorable Shiv Sainiks to kindly move out, to kindly leave the Shivaji Park now, so that others can also have their darshan before Balasaheb Thackere's mortal remains are finally, they meet ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Before that, we also heard Padmaja Fenani Joglekar sing, and it was extremely emotional. Padmaja Fenani Joglekar is a noted classical singer in Maharashtra, and before that, we all saw how the Mumbai police paid rich tributes to Balasaheb Thackeray. There was a gun salute. They sounded the last post. That is a military drill. It's an age-old military tradition, as you know, Rahul. When a soldier falls in battle, they sound the last post and they pay a gun salute as a mark of respect and then there is the rouse. That ceremony is now over. Now after Balasaheb Thackeray's mortal remains have been consigned to flames, the images playing out in front are that of Uddhav Thackeray, who as Balasaheb Thackeray's son, younger son, is now carrying out the last rites where he'll go around the funeral pyre with water falling from this earthen pot that he's carrying with him. He has to go around the funeral pyre 3 times and after that destroy this earthen pot. In a way it signifies the mortal remains have been consigned to flames and the soul will now move on. Either it attains moksha or moves on to the next birth. This is symbolic of the cycle of life, Rahul.
Of space to stand. Amit, we're seeing these images, they're asking Shiv Sainiks to leave, nobody prepared to budge.
Yeah, I think that it's a pretty emotional moment for the family. You can see that the family's grief is writ large on their faces. But having said that, I do hope as peaceful as the assembly was, the dispersal is as peaceful, and Mumbai can be able to get back to getting about its business as a city. We've always talked about how quickly it recovers from various issues that it's confronted. So I think it's quite important that after this period of mourning is over, that the signal is sent to everyone present there that you must go home peacefully and get about your business as normal.
Let's just listen to the audio we're getting from Shivaji Park.
आंसू छलक रहे थे। उद्धव ठाकरे ने आखिरकार अपने पिता बालासाहब ठाकरे को मुखाग्नि दिया है। अभिसार।
Point that Amit is making is very crucial. The assembly has been very peaceful. There would be a latent fear that as people now return to their homes, and there's a mass of humanity, 20 lakh people, trying to return to various parts of Mumbai, feeling aggrieved, with a deep sense of sorrow and pain, there would be the concern that things could potentially turn volatile. So even the police, the supporters, everybody needs to be very careful.
Oh, indeed, they have to be, Rahul. The situation is volatile. There is no denying that fact. But they have so far been very, very well disciplined. They remained well disciplined through yesterday, through the day today. And even though they are feeling a little uncomfortable now, what Shiv Sena leaders are trying to explain to them that it's not possible for each and every one of these 20 lakh people who have assembled here to be able to touch Balasaheb Thackeray's feet. So they will have to content themselves by just being here, by being witness to what is happening here. And as of now, they are now being asked to leave this place a bit reluctantly, but some of them have started moving. More will start moving in a while from now, as the family naturally, whether it's Raj Thackeray, Uddhav Thackeray or other family members, they are busy with the last rites. They are in deep mourning. But other Shiv Sena leaders would gradually come out and start speaking to them. Announcements were being made from the stage also. But then when mantras were being chanted, at that point of time announcements were not possible. But we would see that, and that is a very genuine fear. When 1 lakh auto rickshaws stay off the Mumbai roads, when 35,000 taxis stay off the Mumbai roads, naturally there is an element of fear that is there. Balasaheb Thackeray's image, his reputation, that is what Shiv Sena was talking about throughout, that do not tarnish the image of Matoshri, do not resort to violence. The next, several hours will remain extremely crucial. After Balasaheb Thackeray's mortal remains were consigned to flames, does Shiv Sena continue to listen to his orders?
Because people in Mumbai, not just those who are at Shivaji Park, have been very tense. They were wondering whether it's safe to fly into Mumbai, whether it's safe to be out on the roads, taxis not plying, and the trains wearing a completely deserted look. And there'll also be concerns about what tomorrow might bring, whether it's safe to go out to work, whether it's better to stay indoors, whether children should be sent to school. All those will be factors that will be going through the minds of a lot of people in Mumbai at this time, Gaurav.
On the social media and on SMS, that issue is there. Should we venture out tomorrow? Well, those should we fly into Mumbai tomorrow? Today, those who flew into Mumbai did face a lot of hardships because there were no taxis at the airport, there were no auto rickshaws. But tomorrow is expected to be different. We'll have to wait and see how the evening now pans out. The Mumbai police would be speaking to journalists and through journalists to people of Mumbai. So naturally the situation will be much clearer now. All eyes so far were focused on the events at Shivaji Maidan. All eyes were focused on the last rites. Now that the last rites are over, and as you can see, Balasaheb Thackeray's mortal remains have been consigned to flames. In a couple of hours, the situation should be much clearer.
And it will take several hours, Amit, for all these people to return, because they took a large part of the day to get together to reach Shivaji Park, and it's not as if such a large crowd can disassemble very quickly.
No, not at all. I mean, it's a huge mass of people, and finding transport for themselves back home is not going to be easy. I guess if they're living in the neighborhood, probably they can walk, some of them. But other than that, it will take some time to disperse. And clearly, a lot of people don't want to leave immediately. But in the interests of, law and order, I would imagine that a gentle nudge to some of them that, it's about time to start going home.
And also they've been remarkably calm and collected. They've been peaceful. Unlike the image that the Shiv Sena has of a bunch of violent goons who resort to violence at the slightest provocation, people who assembled at Shivaji Park and who've been part of the proceedings of the last 48 hours have been very, very peaceful, to their credit.
But yesterday, from whatever I've seen in the media, there have been many instances in which shops were closed down and attacks on neon signs that were left on. So we've seen all this, So I think that the key thing is that if we've reached this far, till almost 7 o'clock, where it's been peaceful, one would hope that today and the days that follow should be peaceful for Mumbai, and the city should get back to business.
And proceedings now winding down, as the fire becomes dimmer, Gaurav, proceedings winding down, we're seeing Uddhav also make his way out, in some senses indicating to the crowd this is time for all of them to start going home.
Yes, that is the signal that is being given out. The last rites have been carried out. The rituals are over. The family, of course, spends a little more time before moving out. But gradually, the procedure now is the family would stand in one corner, and then all those who've assembled for the last rites, naturally not these 20 lakh here, but the VVIPs who've come on one side, they would now file past the family, and then they would, a time would be announced where Uddhav Thackeray, Raj Thackeray and the family would return to collect the flowers from the pyre, and that would take a little more time, perhaps a day or two. That would happen in a day or two. And as far as this ceremony here is concerned, this ceremony is over. Now people have been asked to go home, and I've just been told by a colleague of mine that Mumbai police is saying tomorrow schools, colleges, shopping malls, business establishments, they will all be open. It will be business as usual tomorrow for Mumbai.
And hopefully that's something the Shiv Sena will respect as well, Amit. Instead of forcing their view on people who are not wanting to stay out of work, the Shiv Sena too should ideally respect the fact that people would want to get back to work on a Monday morning.
Well, absolutely. I mean, given the kind of numbers that have turned out, it's a fitting tribute as far as the supporters are concerned to the leader. And it's now time that that fear factor, which led to all the scenes that we saw yesterday, and all the the transport issues that the city faced. Maybe it's time for them to take a step back and mourn in the confines of their homes. Obviously, for them, he's a big leader, and let the city, as I said, get back to its normal routine.
Because it's the North Indian auto drivers, it's the immigrants, Gaurav, who've been most on the edge, and they've been worried about the consequences of what might happen if so many people from the Shiv Sena were out on the streets, and they'd be very relieved with the way things have gone over the last 24 to 48 hours.
They indeed have been. In fact, several shops that remained closed today, especially eateries, several eateries around this place. We went to a chai shop which was open. Now they saw several Shiv Sainiks come there in large numbers, and they immediately wanted to down shutters. But the Shiv Sainik said, no, we also want a cup of tea, remain open. So, a lot of this also has to do with the fear that lingers in the minds of people because of past actions, so you're absolutely right. It is for Shiv Sena to ensure that, the situation remains completely peaceful and normal tomorrow. Auto rickshaw drivers prefer to stay home, not just today, but even 2 days ago, when some of our outdoor broadcast vans were targeted by angry Sainiks. So they returned to the streets yesterday. They are off the streets today. But Mumbai police telling us that they should be back on the streets tomorrow.
You're hoping that they will be back on the streets, but I guess everybody will gauge and see what happens during the morning hours tomorrow, to see if things are peaceful, waiting for others to go out first, see if there's no reaction, and only then, by and by, would Mumbai return to normal.
I think so, but that kind of disturbs me, this kind of fear that events like this generate. I think that it's not normal, I mean, at one level there's so much adulation for your leader, among the supporters, but at the same level, if such incidents generate fear in the city amongst sections of people or amongst ordinary people, I think that it's really quite disturbing because of the kinds of politics that we've seen and the image of the organization that remains etched in many people's minds.